All right. So today's episode is on
Can people change?
Can people change? Change? Me? I don't change for nobody. I don't even like getting change when I pay for something. Keep the change.
Damn. All right.
Sorry,
Tell
that was
me
a
how you
little
really
aggressive.
feel. Sheesh.
That was a little aggressive.
But this is an interesting one, and the reason why is because there's a lot of different facets, a lot of different areas that we could talk about.
Right.
You know,
Work, life, relationships,
habits, abuses.
Abuses.
You know, people who are criminals.
Could they change? Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of different things that this could be covered in. I don't know if we're gonna cover it all.
No.
But I think we may be able to touch on things here and there.
Yeah.
You know,
Lead us into it, oh wise one.
I don't know. You're the one with all the monologues. I don't know. I'm not that.
That's what it is now. I'm the monologue guy.
I love it.
Oh my god.
How we ended last episode, that was out of a movie.
That was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yep. God damn it.
So,
That's what I meant.
yeah.
That's not what I meant.
No, you meant the.
Well, can we mark these? Yes, it's this one.
No.
God damn it. Yeah, we're letting you all know every single button we have. All right, last call, last one. No, it's the top one. Nope, it's the one below that one. The very last button. Very last button.
Welcome to our board.
How many times have I hit that button and I don't remember that was the clap one?
I don't know. All right, but so
Damn it.
I guess how should I start this? Maybe a generalization?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Okay, in life, do you think people can change?
You're hitting me with that question
Yeah.
after I just told you to start it. Okay, you're going to hit me with that question. Great. Let's
Get
go
playing.
into change. Do I feel people can change? Yes and no. Let me explain why. Certain things in life will determine if you need to change, right? There may be certain cards in play. There may be certain situations, right, where pressure makes diamonds and that forces you to change.
Yeah.
There may be spiritual things at play that may be trying to get you to change. There may be past traumas that have forced you to change, right? Every scenario is different. Do I feel people can change? The yes part is that way. The no part is you have to be willing to change,
Yeah.
right? That's one.
Yeah.
Two, you don't change for someone.
Change for yourself.
You have to change for yourself. But there's a fine line between that two. If you know that someone requires through communication something, and they see that better part of you, then you know, okay, I might need to work on something. By you saying I need to work on something gets you to change a little within yourself
Yeah.
for the greater good, right? Not in a bad way,
Yeah.
you know? So a situation I would say is, let's get right down to it. Relationships.
Okay.
Let's just get into that, right? And we'll work everything else afterwards.
Cool.
In a relationship, do you feel that you need to change in order to get things to work? I'll give you a better example to make you think a little bit more. How about this?
Okay. Let's make
right.
it harder.
Let's make it harder. No. I'm making it a little easier for you.
Okay.
You're sitting down and you're sitting down with your significant other and they don't like to let you know when they get to work every day.
That is something that can change.
That is something that can change. Small.
Yeah. Yeah. Very small.
Very, very small.
Yeah.
How can that small thing actually be a big thing? Okay. In my past, somebody got kidnapped when I didn't know where they were. I need you to tell me where you are every single time. No. Can't be that way all the time.
Yeah.
I now need to change. I need to get over that situation that happened.
Not bring it into this.
Not bring it into the next one, but be aware still.
Yes.
Like, okay, I know I'm not paranoid. I don't think something's going to happen. Again, this isn't me. I'm just coming up with a scenario.
Yeah, yeah.
But that will force you to change a little bit, you know, because now if she says or he says, I can't let you know all the time, I will do my best to at least let you know I'm okay when I get there or when I'm leaving. I'll do the best I can. That's you willing to change.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
And it's that willing part. I am willing to change. Because if you are unwilling, then...
Yeah. And you're not changing for someone because that's a good trait to have.
Yeah.
You know, if you're learning a new trait, you're changing.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. You know, you got to move around a little bit through life to try to figure out what direction you're going. And your direction's never straight. It's always moving.
Yeah.
It's always changing.
Yeah.
Give me a scenario where you felt you changed in a relationship.
In a relationship.
Yeah. Good or bad?
Yeah.
Go for it. Let them know, Cody. Mister, I want to do life with you.
I would say I changed when, you know, there were times where I needed to maybe not be as protective, you know, because I am a very protective person. You know, I want to make sure that the people that I love are safe. And I think that was something that I needed to learn the radius or the line that I needed to sort of not follow, but not cross. You know, that they felt that I was intruding in any sort of way. Because I wouldn't be, I'm not one of those people that personally, I don't want your location and I don't want you to have my location. And that's a respect thing, you know, that a trust thing and a respect thing, that I trust you. What you tell me is you're being true to your word.
Right. I still don't know how that location thing works on iPhones.
That's okay.
I just thought everybody could see where you are, but I guess not.
No,
From what
you
I
can't.
heard, you can't.
No, I think you can.
Everybody can see where you are.
No,
On an iPhone.
if you have a contact, if you're my contact, I
Right.
can click on Jay's contact, share my location with Jay.
Oh, but you have to give them permission.
Yes.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought once
Yeah.
they're in the contact, you
No,
could
no,
kind
no,
of see.
no. And it's giving to individual people. You're not giving it to everyone.
Gotcha.
You're giving individual permission.
Sorry, I don't have an iPhone. I'm an Android user. Red flag.
But yeah, so I think it was, I had to change to not be as protective in a sense. You know, I
How did you change? What did you say to yourself that made you feel like you needed to change?
trust the person a little bit more. You know, I had to gain more trust from them and trust them with their word, you know, with whoever, you know, because I would say, have trust issues. And that is something I had to learn because I have been wronged in the past.
Wronged. Oh, you've been wronged in
Wronged.
the past.
Yeah, through trust.
Right.
So I would say that is some way that I had to change in a relationship. I've also, another way is time management. I would say that is a way that I had to change.
Okay.
Due to the fact that I work so much, I have to make sure that I'm creating enough time for everyone in my life, whether that is my significant other, family members who need my help, friends who need my help. There were times where I would go into a tunnel and just work, you know, and that's all that mattered to me. So I think learning how to change in understanding time management to, you know, give the people in my life, you know, me.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it, actually. Give people in your life you, a better you,
Yeah.
different version of you.
Yeah. Because the people in my life needed me, and I needed to give them that time that they needed. You know, but because I was so busy, they weren't getting that time. So I had to give them me,
Right.
you know, in my time.
Yeah. So you just had to change a little bit.
Yeah, I had to change a little bit.
Literally
you
had
know?
to change a little bit.
Not work myself to the ground.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a good one. I think for me, change. How have I changed? I think every relationship takes a piece of you. Right? Every relationship that you've had takes a little part of you.
And gives you knowledge as well.
But it gives you knowledge, right? So it's kind of like this glass of water. You know, it's full, right? So let's say this glass was full, and every relationship you take a sip, right? A little bit. And then you end up here. And it depends on how we look at it, right? Glass half empty, glass half full.
Yeah.
But with this glass, you can sit down and say, well, my glass is almost empty. I don't have any ability to fill this. Or you can go out there and say, I'm going to work very hard to fill this glass again. And when you fill this glass, you'll always remember where it started, you know, where let's say this is all I have left. And now I look at this and I say, I got to save this as much as I can. You're not thinking about trying to fill yourself again because you're scared of losing more of this.
Yeah.
That's where your mindset has to change. No, you know what? I'm not going to lose more of this. I'm actually going to fill this. I'm going to get this water to fill this cup. I'm going to let it grow.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how it is with change. Every relationship took a little bit of me. And as time went on, I sat down and I looked at myself in the mirror one day and I said, what are you doing? You know, like you don't want to trust anybody. You're guarded all the time. You're angry.
Yeah.
You don't believe what anyone says or does. You don't think that anybody will love you. And you don't think you're worthy enough. You see all these couples, you see all your friends are in relationships, and you sit down and you doubt yourself. You know, am I the one for someone? Maybe I'm just better off being alone because, you know, there's no one out there for me. And that mindset had to change.
Yeah.
You know, because that was a negative mindset within myself. I couldn't live like that.
No.
Every single day and on the edge of break, you know, and it's sad that I always sat down and I said, be nice to everyone you come across because you don't know who's on edge. You don't know who's on their last break.
Yep.
You know?
100%.
And everybody is so angry all the time. You know, everybody's always trying to cut throat, like especially like we were talking about with the TikTok comments and YouTube comments. Everybody's so quick to
jump to conclusions, you know.
to point fingers, to talk shit about somebody, and that's not how the world should be. But it is. That's just how it is. And none of those things bother me because half of those people all those people don't even know me.
Yeah, and that's one of those things is they don't know you.
Right.
You know, they don't know who you are.
They don't know what I've been through. They don't know what I have done or what I haven't done. You know, there's all assumptions. But everybody has an opinion like an asshole.
Yep.
So go back to what I was saying. I had to look at myself in the mirror and force myself to change. I was like, dude, you got to change something. You know, and we mentioned that in that last podcast about the photography stuff you did for me.
Yeah.
But the stuff that I am now, let me rephrase that. The way that I am now versus the way that I was 4 years ago or 5 years ago is a complete different man. Yeah. I have learned to appreciate things more.
Oh yeah.
Small things.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
The little things in life, the appreciation for them has just completely gone up.
Right.
You know, where before is they really weren't even thought of.
Correct. You wouldn't even think that it's worth appreciating.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that should just be part of life.
Yeah, it's like should be part of the relationship.
Yeah, that's
right.
You know, but it's those little things that really, you know.
Give me a small thing that your current girlfriend did for you that maybe 5-10 years ago you wouldn't have responded the way you did now.
She regularly will bring a candle over with her for me. And for me, I never received much from my other halves.
Right.
And I never told my current girlfriend that I liked candles. I have them in my room and in my office. I like having them on when I'm editing and all that.
Yeah.
I never told her that.
Soothes the soul.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I never, the thing for me that got me was I never mentioned it or told her or asked her. She simply brought them over, and she noticed the little things in my life that I had appreciation for.
Yeah. She
So when
noticed it on her own.
Yeah. So when she brought that over, the warmth and the appreciation for that little, it could be a $1 or $10 or $20 candle. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's just the fact that she paid attention to that little thing. You know.
You know what's crazy? That little thing. It's words can't even describe it.
Yeah, I'm having trouble of like articulating it.
Yeah, and I noticed, and
know?
the reason why you're having trouble articulating it is because of the fact that there's thousands and thousands of words that can explain how you felt about that, but no words need to be spoken.
Yeah,
No words needed to be spoken for her to know that that's what it was that you did, and that was a small thing. Again, it's just a candle.
It's a candle.
To somebody else, like, bro, it's a candle.
Yeah.
But to you is, yeah, but I never said anything.
Yeah.
You know?
I never asked for it, never said anything, never mentioned it. Oh, I love candles. Like I never,
Yeah.
She just noticed that I had it. And she thought, oh, let me get him one.
Yeah. I love those things, man.
Yeah.
Small things, fuck.
It really is. You know?
I'll give you a small thing that someone did for me recently. If you really sit down and you think about all the small things that someone does, they speak volumes over what anyone can tell you.
Tells you who they are and their character.
She, two things. I just got the drum set, right? I was playing, I was getting, I'm trying to get back into it again, right? I haven't played in a while. I sent her the video. And then she said, "You're doing good, sweetie. You're doing good, sweetie." 4 words. That was it. And I looked and I said, "Wow, thanks." To somebody else, like, "Okay, yeah, thanks."
Yeah.
But to me, it was like, wow. And you don't understand how some validation, some type of words can get a man from this, I got to do this, I got to do that, to that soft, like, fuck.
You just melt.
Yeah, man. You just melt. You don't really know how small words like that can just make somebody feel worthy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of men out there just feel worthless.
Yeah.
They have no direction. They don't know where they're going. They are lost. They are lonely. They are broken. They are terrified. They're scared. They're angry. They're upset. And they deal with it in silence. And I did for a fucking long time.
Yeah. I think we all do.
And for someone to sit down and just say, "You're doing good, sweetie." And it wasn't even just about the drums. It was like, just for someone to tell me, "Hey, you wake up at 6 a.m. every day. You bang and you clang and you bang and you clang in the gym. And then you go to your part-time job. And then you're there for 5 hours. Then you go to your business and you're there for 5 hours. And you barely get time to cook. And you don't have as much money as you wish you did. But you're doing good, sweetie."
Yeah.
To me, it was like, fuck, that just brought out a side of me where I felt wanted again.
Yeah. Appreciated.
And that little small thing, she has no idea what that meant. And more than likely to her, she was just saying something nice.
Yeah.
But to men like me who don't get that often.
And most men don't.
I say a lot of men don't. That's why the majority of suicides is men.
Yeah.
And they don't get that validation. They don't get that feeling of being wanted, of being appreciated,
being valued, and,
being respected.
yeah.
You know, even in their own home. And that little thing that she said to me, it was a lot, you know, it spoke volumes.
Yeah.
And the other thing she did, and this was recent for Valentine's Day, she got me chocolates, which I like. She got me a candle, right, which was vanilla. She knows I like vanilla.
Okay.
But out of all of that, right, which I think was amazing, and then she got me a big thing of chocolate, Lindor chocolate. Out of all of that, inside the bag was little cocoa butter chapsticks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
No,
It's like, wait a minute. When I looked at it, I said, wait, did I just see what I think I seen? And she looks at me, she goes, yeah. And I look at it and I go, like, I didn't have words for that. And I just looked, I said, wow. And I looked at it. But what was really running through my mind was, even though it's just chapstick, you know me to the point where I stay losing those fucking things. And I tell her all the time, I can't, I lost another chapstick. I can't find my chapstick.
Yeah.
You know, I put cocoa butter on my lips before I go to sleep, you know, and I sit down and I go, damn, you know, that small thing.
Yeah.
Right. And back to the change part, the older me would have just been like, oh, thanks, you gave me chapstick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. There wouldn't have been as much of appreciation for it.
No. And I think the men that have been broken down so much that don't have those things, when it finally comes into play, one or two things happen. They become guarded because they're too scared to get close and they don't want to lose it. Or they embrace it and they're just in shock. You know, and everything that you've been through will change you. It will.
Yeah.
You have to determine, is it changing you for the good or is it changing you for the worst?
Bingo. 100%. Would you say, all right, has there been a trauma, kind of stepping aside from the relationships,
Right.
a dramatic thing that happened in your life that changed you for the good, even though, you know, wasn't the funnest thing to deal with, or an experience that you went through work or something?
Bro, it's hard because I've been through so much.
Yeah.
I've lost so many family members. I lost 4 family members in the matter of a 2-year, 3-year span.
Yeah.
You know, my best friend, she shot herself. You know, my uncle passing, my great grandmother passing, my other uncle passing, my other uncle passing. You know, I went through a lot.
Yeah.
EMS, you know, doing 911 for New York City,
Yeah.
seeing all that death, that was a lot of trauma. That changed me because it made me cold to death.
Yeah.
You know, when people say, oh, you know, I'm scared of this person dying, or how would you feel? I'm acquainted with death.
I'm
Me
right
and
there
death
with
are
you.
friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Right
we
there
know
with
each
you.
other very well.
It when you've been through it, you get numb to it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You
And it's sad.
Yeah, because I see friends and family go through it now, and I have found myself having to watch and hold myself back because I have empathy for people. I truly do. But the shit that I've been through, when I see someone and they were able to say goodbye to a loved one, or they had a couple weeks still with them before they passed, it's not that I think that my situation was harder, but at least you had those times.
Yeah. You got
You
the
know.
ability to do that.
I didn't have that ability, you know. So when I go through things with death, I'm very, very cold, you know, and then I feel that I'm harsh on other people and not to them. In my head, I'm harsh on them. I'm like, get the fuck over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
like you had, You know, trust me, it wasn't as bad as mine, you know, but I'm not saying that to them because I'm not trying to make them feel bad or anyway. But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you had those 10 days. You had those months that you could talk to them.
Right. But that's within yourself.
Yeah.
That's something you got to battle.
Yeah. And I had to change that.
Right. You think you did?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. You know, when I lost my dad, I had two paths that I could have gone down. I had a path that a lot of people thought I was going to go down, which was bad habits, drugs, alcohol, depression. And I told myself that I can't live life like that. I have to make my dad proud. You know, if I have to act as if he's still here.
Right.
You know, he may not be, but he's looking over me.
Yeah, you found that reason to change.
Yeah. And although no one knew what I was going through because no one in my life had been through that, none of my friends had experienced that at my age, you had to grow up fast. You had to change. I had to become a man before most people do. You know?
Yeah.
And that hardened me. You know, it did. Not to say that I don't have a emotional or empathetic, you know, time or feelings, but you know, it definitely was not a great place.
Losing a loved one will force anybody to change, and everybody responds differently to death, right?
Yeah.
And you found that path of, I have to pretend dad is still alive, even though I know he's not. He's still alive within me. I'm still his son. I'm the thumbprint that he left on the world. I'm his legacy.
Yeah.
Right. And I respect that 1,000%.
I had to.
I'm tired of saying 1,000%.
I said the same thing. I say 100%.
Yeah.
But
1,000,000% is the new one.
I had to keep his memories and legacy alive through me, you know, and make sure that people didn't forget about him, you know, because I felt like that was when people die, you forget about people.
I don't say that you forget about them. They just start going to a different filing cabinet in your brain.
Yeah.
Over time, that filing cabinet, those files get pushed back a little bit more.
Yeah.
Something, a smell, a taste, something you see, some place you go, something you feel, something you hear.
We'll bring it right to the front.
We'll bring that folder. Oh, look, there's that paper that's stuck in the back. Let me grab that.
Yeah.
And then eventually it goes back to the back. So I don't think you ever forget people. I just don't think you just haven't been triggered enough for it to come back out.
Yeah.
Right. Psychology says that, some psychologists, I should say that people don't change. They never change. They just learn to avoid the triggers.
Yeah.
You know, it says that they've learned to stay away from the things that may bring out the old version of them.
Yeah.
And I sort of agree with it. You know, but you still have to change in a way where you learn to avoid the triggers.
Yeah.
Right? Because usually before that, you would look for triggers or triggers would find you.
Yeah.
And you didn't change. Now you changed where to the point where, all right, you know what? I'm going to learn. Anytime you learn something, you've grown.
Yeah.
And every time you grow, you change.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So you asked me a question, which was, has something forced me to change? Which was, yes. What forced me to change? Again, I've changed in small ways. As we get older, we change. Relationship-wise, I am the best version of myself I have ever been in my entire life, relationship-wise. I am...
You and me both, brother.
Yes, it's been quite a ride to get to this point.
Oh, yeah.
I know what I'm willing to do. I know what I'm willing to put up with. I know what I'm trying to find. I know what I'm capable of. And I did something on Valentine's Day, which I showed you. I've never done that before. Never did anything like that. And the old me would have never even went to that extent.
Same here.
You know?
Yeah.
And just to sit down and even when I was doing it, even though I was doing it for her, I was doing it for the new me.
Did you have a joy
Yeah.
when you did it? Yeah.
You know, I think I was more excited about it than she was. And she was excited when she seen it. But I was excited to see how excited she was going to be.
Exactly.
Right? Does that make sense?
I was making people happy makes me happy. I don't need things to necessarily make me happy, but other people's happiness brings joy to my life.
Right. And especially when you're part of that reason.
Yeah.
You know, and when you're part of that reason that someone else is happy, even when you're going through shit, you feel a joy. Mm-hmm. You know, you feel, hey, I did that for you.
Yeah.
I didn't do that because you asked me to. Excuse me. I did that because I wanted to. That came from here.
Yeah.
That came from here. That came from the new me. Those scars that are left over that other people have done, that's new skin that did that.
Yep.
You know? Mm-hmm. They're just not bleeding all the time.
Yes.
They have formed new skin, which means I'm ready for you. I'm ready to be the one if you're ready to be my one.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I changed. So it was the last breakup is what really forced me to change. I had to go through, like we have said in the past, I had to go through the worst shit I ever went through in my life. The depression, the drinking, the anxiety. I never had anxiety.
Yeah.
But I went through the darkest part and I came out. It's kind of like a seed, right? You plant a seed.
Yep.
And the seed's in the darkest place in the ground that it'll ever be.
Yep.
But with a little bit of watering and sunlight and nurturing, that seed starts to grow and find the light.
Correct.
Then it finally cracks through and it sees the light and it turns into this beautiful tree.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I was. And it forced me to change where now I love to love.
Yeah.
Love to love.
Yeah.
You know, this is going to make you smile? Got you. This is going to make you happy? Got you.
Say
but
less.
not being a peasant either.
No.
Right?
No,
Not allowing myself to be taken advantage of.
No, not at all.
Right? But you know that fine line. When someone's taking advantage of you or someone just genuinely loves what you do for them,
Yeah.
those are two different things.
Very, very two different things.
Two different things. And I learned that my love language changed from where it used to be.
Yeah.
Right? My first love language used to be it used to be in this order. It would be time. What's the other ones? Time, touch,
Gift giving.
affirmation. Right. So my love language was time, affirmation, gift giving. That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
Now that I've changed, it's time, touch, affirmation.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
The gift giving is cool. I love, bro, cocoa butter.
Can't go wrong.
Cocoa butter.
Yeah.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? Cocoa butter.
100%.
We all have multiple love languages.
Yeah.
Right? But time, touch, affirmation. You know, because if I have time with you, I best believe I'm touching you. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that like I'm holding your hand, you know, I'm hugging you, right?
Yeah.
I mean other shit.
Like,
Get your hands out the gutter.
Sorry.
But you know, if I have the time with you, I want to hold your hand.
Yeah.
You know, I want to put my arm around you. I want to lay with you.
100%.
I want to be with you. That's my other love language, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tell you all the time how I feel about you or what I'm thinking. That's part of being a Cancer, though. You know, we talk a lot, we think a lot. Unfortunately, it's part of it's a weakness and a strength.
I don't believe in that bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what I don't come up with this shit. I don't come up with this shit. Someone came up with this shit. I don't come up with this shit. This whole astrology thing. Oh, when's your birthday? Just ask me what my sign is, because you don't give a fuck what my birthday is.
Yeah.
You really just want to know what my sign is.
Give it to me.
Right? So yeah, I definitely changed in that way. Did your love languages change from your past to now?
No.
No?
I've been straight shooter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good episode. We're going to end it right there.
No, I my love languages have always
Fucking straight no. No. Just you peasant.
yeah, no. So for me, the love languages have always been physical touch, time, and words of affirmation.
Yeah, so pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, just
Well, actually, no. My touch is second.
yeah,
Time is first.
Yeah,
You know why I appreciate time more? I think it was because of EMS. Seeing all these people at their worst,
yeah.
or seeing somebody alive next to you, and then the next minute they're dead.
And I fully understand that, and I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I think for me is just I feel the connection gets closer when you are intimate with someone. And that's not meaning just in the bed. It's like you said, holding hands, giving a cute little kiss, hugging each other when you welcome each other,
Right.
things of that nature.
So let's talk about to get back to the change.
Yeah.
So you say that hasn't changed. The love language hasn't changed.
No.
So let's talk about changing careers.
Okay. I have known what I wanted to do since I was in high school, and I've stuck with that.
You're very fortunate because not a lot of people
Yeah.
change like me 15, 20 times.
Yeah. So I would say sophomore year in high school, I knew I wanted to be in a creative field,
Okay.
using cameras or editing or some sort. And
Pornography.
no,
Oh,
sorry, no.
got that top camera.
This just took a turn. But no, I have been fortunate that I have been in my field that I've wanted since I was in high school. Concentrate, bring it in,
Sorry.
bring it in, lock in.
God, he always does this to me.
Yeah, lock in.
I do it to myself.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
But no, I've definitely been on the path that I had planned since I was in high school. I haven't veered off that path.
I mean, that path led to here.
Exactly.
We have 3 cameras now.
Yeah, and I'm I've shown you how to do certain things, but for the most part, I'm not running it almost.
You want to go there right now?
Yeah.
We can talk about that later. Okay? We'll talk about that later.
I edit it. No.
Thanks. Yeah. Cody does everything, guys. I'm just the other guy on the microphone. That's why it says his name first. You want to go there?
Alphabetical.
You want to go there? All right. Anyways, enough of that. Let's bring it back to change.
Yes.
We're going to change that fucking name. No, I'm just kidding. Fucking jerk. We're going to change who does shit here.
J time.
Yeah, it's going to say J times, 3 letters, okay? Jesus Christ. Anyways.
But for you, so in terms of my career, I have stayed, on the path that I saw myself going down. You have kind of gone a little bit all over the place. But listen.
It's true, though.
It's true. But you have always been about helping people.
Right.
You've always been
That
about
never
helping.
changed.
Yeah, that never changed.
No. My career has always been revolved around helping people.
Yeah.
My life has always been revolving around helping people.
Yeah.
Between, let's just say back when I worked at Best Buy, I was helping people buy stuff. After Best Buy, I was a mechanic. I was helping people get their cars fixed. After mechanics, I was security. I was helping people feel secure, right? After that was EMS. I did EMS. I was helping people saving lives,
Yeah.
right? And now I'm at this point where I own a therapy practice where I'm helping people get out of pain.
Yeah.
My entire life has revolved around helping people. I've always put myself second to help everyone else.
You're a caring person.
Caring person, but it's tough on the mind,
Yeah.
because when something doesn't go right, you feel empathy towards it. And you're like, damn, could I have done something different?
Yeah.
Could I have done more?
Yeah. The what ifs.
The what ifs, and yeah, I guess being in that point in life, I've changed so many jobs, but they all led up to where I am now, right? All those jobs made sense now.
They were stepping stones to where you are today.
Right. That's exactly where they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly where they were. Every step led me to the top, which is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And I'm still stepping, still growing.
People, no matter what point in life you are always growing and changing.
Yeah. And if you think you know it all,
Oof.
you have lost your mind already.
Yeah.
You need to change.
You have a lot of things that need to change.
Yeah, because if you think you know it all at whatever age you're at, now, unless you're 100 years old,
Then I'll say, all right.
then say, you know what? You might know it all.
Yeah.
You know, you
We'll
might
give you
not
the
know how to
benefit
use
of
a phone, but I'm pretty sure you know it all. But everything changes with time.
Yeah.
100 years ago, time was completely different than it is now.
Very much
right?
so.
So time changes everything. You know, look at the presidential thing. You know, 4 years ago, it was 4 years now. Things changed.
Yeah.
And now in 4 years, we're going to look back at 2024 and say, well, it was a different time also.
Yeah.
You know, 2024 versus 2020, shit changed.
Very different.
You know, from 2020 to 2019, shit changed.
Yeah.
So shit's always changing. And you have to roll with it. You have to learn to change with the times. Because if you're stuck in the past and you think you're not changing, you've lost your mind.
You have to adapt.
Right. And adapting
is changing.
Adapting is changing. You have to learn how to change with the times.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the career thing. If anybody listening is in a career that they feel they want to change, what would you tell them? Yeah, what would you tell them?
Okay, so are they unhappy?
It really depends. We'll go with the scenario that they are unhappy with their
because
career.
to me that makes more sense. Like if you're happy with your career, what is reasoning you to think that you should change it, you know?
Okay.
But if you are unhappy with your career, I would say follow your gut and follow your heart. Because when you are working a job 40 to 80 hours a week, depending on what it is, I would hope that you enjoyed even in the littlest capacity because of how much time you are spending on it every single day and every single week.
Yeah, that's half your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to have joy or love or appreciation in what you are doing, your craft. And I say that to so many people because a lot of people aren't happy with their jobs. They're miserable. Do something that you love. And people are like, oh, well, I don't know if I can, make the money that I'm making. If you truly love that job, you will find a way to make that money with with that job that you want.
Yeah. If you're in a job that you want to change, what I would say is first off, look at yourself and say, what am I good at? What are my strengths? And what are my weaknesses? Maybe it's not the job you need to change. Maybe it's within yourself. Maybe your work ethic needs to change. Maybe how you feel about the company needs to change. Maybe the people you talk to need to change, right? Because if you're asking people for advice, like if you're taking our advice, you have to understand what lens we're looking through, right? Our lens may be different than somebody else's.
Yeah.
So that'll determine, what information you're going to get from us. But if you're looking to change careers, find your strengths, find your weaknesses, find a career that's going to bring out your weaknesses and turn them into strengths.
Yeah. Because you'll grow and change from that.
Right. You're willing to change from that. You're willing to grow from that. So that's what I would give the advice. Once you can figure out and say, okay, these are my strengths, write them down. Strengths, line, weaknesses, and write a list. Once you can write that list out, these are my strengths. And be real with yourself. Don't bullshit yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Don't lie to yourself. Don't try to, exaggerate shit. Write your strengths and write your weaknesses. Once you see that, okay, these are my strengths and these are my weaknesses, how can I use a strength to compete against this weakness? How can it change this weakness? I have to use one of these strengths to change this weakness. For instance, my business, my strengths are I'm very thorough. I always plan ahead, right? If I need to do something, then I'm constantly thinking about how I have to get it done. One of my weaknesses are that I know I should be going out more to doctor's offices and stuff like that, right? But I don't do it because it's not that I don't feel like it. I don't fucking want to. But that's a weakness, right? Yeah. So if one of my strengths are figuring things out and getting things done, I know I need to turn that into one of my strengths.
Yeah.
right? And you turn that weakness into a strength and just go out there and do what it is I have to do.
Yeah.
And that'll build up one of my other strengths.
Yeah. It'll make you better.
Yeah, it'll make me better. So change. Can people change? Yes and no. Yes, because you have to be willing to. Trauma will change you. Mm-hmm. You just have a choice whether you want to live in the past or you want to learn from the past and move forward. The other thing I would say is when it comes to change, if you self-sabotage, you need to change that.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Don't be a version of the person that hurt you. Don't be another version of the other people that did you wrong. Because when something good comes around, you're going to self-sabotage and you're going to push it away. And then you're not going to recognize how good it is because you're still stuck in the past. Mm-hmm. Get over it. It sucks. Whatever you went through, it's horrible. But it's part of you now. What are you going to do? Let that cut stay open? Or are you going to close it? And maybe fill it with new skin and learn something new. Learn something from that. You have to move on. You know, you just have to. You have to change from the way you are now versus the where you could be. And one last thing before I let you, one last thing, because it just popped in my head and I'll lose it. When it comes to the self-sabotage, right? Love yourself. And on top of loving yourself, know what you want in someone. And then if you know what a lot of people would love and you are struggling with some stuff, just change it. Learn to change it. Don't force someone to come into your life and them force you to change. You have to be ready. And if you're not ready, but the other person's willing to bring that out of you,
yeah,
just fucking go for it. Knock it out the park with them. See where it goes.
100%.
Right?
I agree with that.
Cool.
Everything. Should we do Cody's quote before we end the episode?
Oh, we didn't do Cody's quotes. Go.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Cody's quotes. We're short on time because I kept talking, but it's Cody's quotes.
And it's on a note.
Hey, you did it.
Hey, cut it.
Good. Let's go.
So
we kept you all on edge so that way you listen to Cody's quotes.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, when is it coming? Maybe it wasn't. Don't
pause
your mind. Okay. It's a little, this one isn't, they're usually happy. This one might not be happy.
Oh, no. I thought I had my ending done.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe sometimes people did not actually change. Maybe you just never knew who they really were.
Fuck, that's so mean.
Yeah.
It's what? Say one more time for those in the back.
Maybe sometimes people never actually change. Maybe you just never knew who they really were.
Yeah, that is tough because that lies under that trust thing.
It's not easy.
No, that's sad actually. Yeah. Right? Imagine, but that also falls in line with the last episode. What I had said was you fell in love with someone that you wanted them to be.
Mm-hmm. The potential.
Right. This made up person in your head.
Yeah. This fabrication that you've come up with.
Yeah, that sucks. That's a tough one. That was a good one, though.
Yeah. It's very, very hard hitting.
Yeah.
And it's so true. Mm-hmm. But sometimes they're not all happy sunshine and rainbow quotes.
Nah, we try to give everybody positive stuff, but we also give you sad stuff. We give you a bunch of emotions here. Mm-hmm. And that's the best part about this podcast. We're not being fake. We're literally letting you know. I have to fight tears sometimes and nobody realizes it. I'm like, oh, yeah. Right? Especially what she had told me with the "you're doing good, sweetie." Mm-hmm. That could have got me. Yeah. I was like, oh, no, you're not getting me. It ain't happening. I'm good.
Nice try.
Nice try. But again, small words like that makes a man feel some type of way that a lot of women just don't understand, and some women do.
Yeah.
And there are certain things that a man could tell a woman that makes her feel a certain way.
100%.
But change for the better. Don't change for the worst. Be happy. Stay positive. Stay humble. We only have good days.
Yes, sir.
You know what that is?
That's your quote.
That's my quote.
Yep.
Right? What do you want to tell them about the YouTube?
Yeah. Guys, please hit that notification bell so it always pops up when we upload. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment on what you thought, and your thoughts on if people can change. And we will see you guys in the next one.
And check out this video right here. Okay. Check out that video. Or it's above his head. It's somewhere up here.
Yep. Maybe it'll be in between both of us.
Yeah. Right. Oh, check out this one here. And if you've missed that episode, you don't want to miss that episode. See you guys. Peace.